Embarking on the journey of self-discovery and self-affirmation is a universal challenge we all face at some point. In this context, it's essential to learn how to establish personal boundaries and understand the power of saying no. Often, we get trapped in the routine of prioritizing the needs and desires of others, sacrificing our own interests and well-being in the process. If you're new here, please like this video and subscribe. Now, let's begin this transformative journey together. This reflection aims to explore the underlying dynamics of this behavior, emphasizing the importance of recognizing and respecting our individual boundaries. We'll examine how distancing ourselves from harmful situations or relationships is an act of self-preservation and a powerful manifestation of self-respect and autonomy. Throughout this video we'll explore the various facets of this process, considering how the ability to say no and maintain a clear direction in life can transform our relationship with ourselves and others, leading to a more authentic and fulfilling existence. The phenomenon of dedicating excessive time and effort to others, often beyond our own limits, is both intriguing and common. This behavior might stem from an internal search for personal validation, a deep yearning to be valued and accepted. Some individuals may believe their self-esteem is intrinsically linked to how others perceive them, creating a dangerous trap of constantly seeking recognition and approval. The motivation behind this quest for acceptance can vary. Some may feel insecure about their worth and rely on external validation to feel worthy. Others may have grown up in environments where love and attention were conditional on meeting external expectations, leading them to believe that this is the only way to receive love and respect. However, it's crucial to recognize that this constant search for external approval can be lonely and unsatisfying, like trying to fill an internal void with something always out of reach. Breaking this cycle involves developing a healthier relationship with oneself, learning to value one's own opinions and needs. By doing so, one can embark on a journey towards greater authenticity and personal satisfaction, where the opinions of others are only a part of the whole and not the defining factor of happiness and self-esteem. Many of us find ourselves dedicating time and energy to others at some point, but what drives this behavior? Is it a quest for self-affirmation or a deep longing to be appreciated? Excessive concern for the opinions of others can make us prisoners of these external judgments. If you often find yourself in this situation, I wish to share a valuable strategy for reclaiming your sovereignty and self-esteem: distancing yourself. Although it may seem harsh, distancing yourself is sometimes necessary to reaffirm your personality and strength. Throughout life, we encounter various people, some who don't respect boundaries, others who are excessively dependent, or even cruel and selfish. Showing these people that you are willing to distance yourself reinforces your independence and helps you regain control over your own life. The power of distancing yourself relies on two fundamental pillars: the ability to say no and having a clear direction in life. If you tend to lose your identity in others' desires or, worse, feel used or abused, you likely struggle to reject requests and lack a defined purpose. Having a clear goal demonstrates to the world that you value your time and, by extension, your life, naturally distancing yourself from situations where your boundaries are not respected. Maintaining focus on your path reduces the need to seek external approval. Remember, distancing yourself is not just a physical action but a mindset of self-esteem and respect. Adopting this stance sends a powerful message: you are in charge of your own life. I sincerely appreciate that you have taken the time to read about these aspects. Distancing oneself can seem drastic, but sometimes it becomes essential to assert one's autonomy. Throughout life's journey, we cross paths with countless people. Some interactions are fleeting, while others take root deeply in our hearts. Each encounter, whether brief or enduring, leaves its unique mark on our personality and contributes to the tapestry of our story. Making the decision to step back is not always easy, often accompanied by a mix of emotions, a blend of relief with a touch of melancholy. It is essential to remember that taking control of our own narrative is an indicator of maturity and self-awareness. Knowing when to say goodbye, when to close a chapter, is a vital skill for building a fulfilling and authentic life. Sometimes, this decision may be perceived as selfish by others, but it is an act of self-preservation. By stepping away from situations or people that no longer align with our values or aspirations, we open space for new opportunities and enriching experiences. This journey of self-discovery is a mosaic composed of encounters and farewells, each contributing a unique color to the broader picture of our existence. While moments of farewell can sometimes be painful, they are crucial for our growth. They teach us about our limits, desires, and, most significantly, our true identity. By sharing these reflections, my goal is to spark curiosity and interest in the audience, stimulating the ability to view their own stories with a new perspective full of possibilities and learning. Negative interactions with people who use sarcasm, criticism, or abusive behaviors can be challenging, but they offer valuable learning opportunities. These experiences prompt us to understand the importance of establishing and maintaining healthy boundaries. Learning to identify and manage such personalities becomes crucial for our emotional and personal development. These experiences teach us to be assertive, defend our values, and not allow others to treat us disrespectfully or harmfully. By making the conscious decision to distance ourselves from those who do not respect our boundaries, we send a powerful message to ourselves and to them: we are not anyone's property and have the power and autonomy to choose who is part of our lives. The choice to withdraw is not only an act of self-affirmation but also a significant step to regain control over our well-being and capabilities. It can be considered an act of self-defense and preservation. By stepping away from toxic people or draining relationships, we care for our mental and emotional health, prioritize our personal space, and invest in our own growth. Ultimately, this gesture is a tangible reminder that we are the main architects of our happiness and inner peace. Additionally, this action can significantly impact those prone to overstepping boundaries. It can serve as a wake-up call, giving them the opportunity to recognize the impact of their actions and perhaps motivating them to initiate changes in their behavior. Indeed, the strength of distancing oneself is founded on two essential pillars: the assertiveness of saying no and the clarity of direction. Firstly, the word no is a powerful tool in setting boundaries. It is simple, direct, and effective. By expressing a no, you clearly communicate your personal needs, preferences, and limits. This act of self-affirmation is essential for maintaining healthy and respectful relationships. It represents a declaration of independence, demonstrating that you have control over your choices and behavior. Saying no is not just a simple refusal, it is an act of self-respect and self-awareness, allowing you to reject unpleasant situations, overwhelming commitments, and disrespectful behaviors. Used assertively and respectfully, this word becomes a sign of inner strength and confidence. Secondly, direction presents itself as the element that guides us towards where we want to go, both literally and metaphorically. Having direction means having goals, aspirations, and a sense of purpose in life. The direction in which we are headed facilitates decision-making and the choice of paths that align with our values and goals. Direction provides focus, helping us avoid distractions and negative influences. Together, saying no and having direction form a powerful combination. While no protects us from unwanted external influences, direction keeps us on track to achieve our goals and dreams. These two concepts are crucial for maintaining personal integrity and following a path that is authentically ours. If you often find yourself yielding to others' whims or, in more severe situations, being exploited, manipulated, or abused, you may struggle to assert a no and lack a clear direction in life. These warning signs deserve careful attention and reflection. The inability to say no often arises from a desire to please, avoid conflicts, or the mistaken belief that one's own needs and desires are less important than those of others. While this behavior may seem harmless initially, it can trigger a cycle of self-denial and resentment, creating an environment conducive to being used or abused. On the other hand, a lack of direction can stem from uncertainties, lack of self-awareness, or fear of pursuing one's true interests. Without a clear direction, it is easy to be swayed by others' wills and goals, losing the opportunity to live an authentic life. Identifying these patterns in oneself marks the first step towards change. This process begins with strengthening self-esteem and self-awareness, truly understanding what you value and desire for your life. From there, you can start practicing assertiveness, learning to say no when necessary, and establishing and pursuing your own goals and aspirations. Indeed, the inability to refuse and the lack of clear direction in life can result in a less firm and assertive stance. When you are not rooted in your values and goals, you become more susceptible to others' influence and interests. This lack of firmness can be perceived by others and, in some unfortunate cases, exploited. When people notice this lack of direction in someone, they may feel encouraged to impose their own wills and goals on that person. This can occur subtly or more directly, but the result is the same. You could end up living a life that reflects others' expectations and desires more than your aspirations. It's essential to highlight that having direction in life does not mean having an inflexible plan, or an unchangeable vision of the future. Rather, it means having a sense of purpose, knowing what is important to you, and making decisions that align with those values and goals. Direction provides a guide, an internal compass that helps navigate the complexities and challenges of life. The ability to express a no is essentially an act of self-affirmation. It involves recognizing and valuing your boundaries, needs, and desires. Saying no is not limited to rejecting the unwanted, it is also an affirmation of yourself and what you value. If you are enjoying this reading, do not miss the opportunity. When people observe someone's lack of commitment to their personal goals, they are likely to perceive that person's time as less valuable than their own. This perception can trigger a detrimental dynamic where others' needs and desires are expected to be prioritized over your own. This scenario diminishes the importance of your time and efforts and establishes a pattern where your goals and aspirations are constantly placed on the back burner. Although this dynamic can be subtle and not necessarily malicious, it reinforces the idea that others' needs are more important, creating a cycle of self-denial. Fulfilling others' expectations risks missing the opportunity to invest in oneself and one's goals. This underscores the importance of developing a sense of direction and purpose. Setting clear personal goals helps establish healthy boundaries and make decisions that reflect one's priorities. This does not mean ignoring others' needs but finding a balance between helping others and taking care of oneself. Additionally, learning to value your own time and efforts is crucial, recognizing their importance, and the significance of your own goals and aspirations. By valuing yourself, you teach others to do the same. From the perspective of those who perceive others as less committed to their own goals, the erroneous idea may arise that by dedicating time to meet their demands, you are using your time effectively, serving their interests. This perspective is problematic because it places the value of your time and efforts solely in the context of their usefulness to others and not in relation to your satisfaction and personal growth. This approach minimizes the importance of your aspirations and needs, leading to a loss of self-esteem and dissatisfaction with life. Recognizing that being useful to others is just one of the many ways to invest your time is essential. The true value of your time manifests not only in serving others, but also in pursuing your own goals and aspirations. Stoicism emphasizes the importance of living in the present while also urging us to consider the future consequences of our actions. Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor and Stoic philosopher, reflected on this in his Meditations, noting that our problem is not a lack of time, but rather how much of it we waste. Stoicism teaches us to weigh the potential benefits and drawbacks of distancing ourselves, using rationality and virtue in our decision-making. Imagine walking through a forest with multiple paths. Choosing to distance yourself from someone is like deciding which path to take, planning your moves for better outcomes. In today's society, the prevalence of social media presents new challenges to maintaining emotional well-being. Stoicism, with its timeless wisdom, offers insights into managing our relationship with digital platforms and the constant influx of information. The sixth step of Stoic detachment suggests taking a break from social media. Although Stoic philosophers lived in a different world, they too faced external influences that disrupted their inner peace. Seneca, in his essay on the shortness of life, lamented distractions that hinder a well-lived life. Applied to the digital realm, social media's constant flow of information and comparisons can divert our attention from what truly matters. Think of social media as a big puzzle. Sometimes, trying to solve it with too many pieces can be overwhelming. Stoicism suggests it's okay to step away temporarily from this digital puzzle, creating space for introspection and reducing external stimuli that contribute to emotional turmoil. Following Seneca's advice to focus on what truly matters, this step invites us to set aside social media for a while to return with a fresh mind. Just as our bodies need breaks, so do our minds. Social media can overwhelm us with constant updates, images, and news. Stoic philosophers suggest that taking a break can help us maintain clear and focused minds. It's like setting the puzzle aside to do something else, taking a walk, reading a book, or relaxing without screens. When distancing from people and situations, it is essential to focus on your own needs. Stoicism, emphasizing self-sufficiency and inner resilience, aligns perfectly with this principle. Epictetus, a Stoic born into slavery, highlighted the importance of distinguishing between what is within our control and what is not. This involves taking control of your digital time, deciding when to engage with social media, and when to take a break. Remember, it's not about abandoning social media forever but ensuring it doesn't overwhelm you, keeping your mind clear. The seventh step encourages us to focus on what we truly need, not just material needs, but emotional well-being and virtue. Here, the Stoic practice of voluntary adversity becomes relevant, intentionally exposing ourselves to challenging situations to build resilience, thus strengthening our emotional stability and moral integrity. At the heart of this step is the Stoic idea that true fulfillment comes from aligning our actions with moral excellence. A Stoic like Maximus stated that virtue is the only real good, reminding us that happiness and freedom come from understanding what is under our control and what is not. Focusing on what we can control, our thoughts, actions, and reactions, empowers us to navigate relationships and situations with Stoic wisdom. Imagine life as a buffet. Stoicism suggests that when deciding what to put on your plate, it's wise to focus on what you truly need. It's like choosing wisely in life, similar to selecting the best items from a buffet. Stoic philosophers believe that what we need isn't always the same as what we want, and the buffet metaphor invites us to see our lives as an opportunity to choose friends, activities, and experiences that genuinely nourish us, rather than just taking everything available. Stoicism tells us that it's okay to choose things that truly fulfill us and make us happy in the long run. It's like saying, I'll choose things that are good for my heart and mind. Think about what you really need for your emotional well-being and growth, like selecting snacks that make you feel good, not just those that taste good for a moment. By focusing on what we truly need, we make our lives more satisfying in the long term. In the journey of detaching from people and situations, Stoicism offers profound and practical insights. It involves temporarily stepping away, considering the rationality of distancing, engaging in open communication, setting boundaries for our feelings, contemplating consequences, taking breaks from external influences like social media, and focusing on our fundamental needs. By doing this, we align our actions with Stoic virtues. Detachment according to Stoic teachings involves valuable reflection on discerning what we truly need for our emotional well-being and growth, avoiding fleeting distractions that often seduce us in the moment. Applying Stoic principles teaches us that it's not about avoiding human connections or life's complexities but handling them with wisdom. Every step, from the temporality of distancing to reflecting on future consequences, invites us to be reflective explorers in the forest of existence. Stoicism teaches us to be aware of our choices, set boundaries for our emotions, and focus on what is essential for our well-being. By doing so, we create a sturdy tower of balanced emotions and thoughts, capable of withstanding the test of time. By temporarily disconnecting from social media, we are urged to find a balance between the constant influx of information and the need for clear mental space. This digital break is like setting aside a complex puzzle to return with a fresh mind. Finally, by focusing on what we truly need, we align our actions with Stoic virtues, leading to a fuller and more satisfying life. Happiness, according to Seneca, lies in enjoying the present without depending on the future. In summary, Stoic detachment is not an act of indifference but a conscious pursuit of a life richer in meaning and emotional well-being. The power of saying no is a transformative tool that allows us to take control of our lives and prioritize our well-being. By setting boundaries and honoring our own needs, we create space for authenticity, growth, and fulfillment. Saying no isn't about being negative or rejecting others, it's about honoring ourselves and aligning with what truly matters to us. Through the practice of saying no, we cultivate self-respect, assertiveness, and clarity. We learn to value our time, energy, and resources, directing them towards endeavors that uplift and inspire us. Saying no empowers us to focus on what aligns with our values and goals, fostering deeper connections, healthier relationships, and a greater sense of fulfillment. So, embrace the power of saying no as a pathway to self-empowerment and self-care. Trust in your instincts, honor your boundaries, and remember that saying no opens the door to saying yes to the things that truly matter. Together, let's embrace the transformative potential of saying no and create lives that reflect our deepest desires and aspirations. If you found value in this video and would like to see more content like this, please consider giving it a thumbs up and subscribing to our channel Stoic Sphere. Your support helps us reach more people with valuable insights and information. Don't forget to hit the notification bell so you never miss an update. Thank you for being part of our community.